Welcome to the final part of my Let's Play of The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. We have freed all 7 maidens trapped in the Dark World, and they broke the seal on Ganon's tower, allowing Link to enter. So let's get started. In the main room, inside Ganon's tower, there are 2 stairways leading down and 1 stairway leading up. We need to head downstairs first because the way upstairs is blocked. Most of the treasure chests in this dungeon you don't even need to open. If you are full on supplies and rupees, there's no real point in opening them. This switch right here you can pull. It is a trap. Bombs will fall on you whenever you pull that switch, so there really isn't any good reason to do it. So use the Cane of Samaria, drop a block on this door to hold it open, and we should be able to go in. Inside we have a tile puzzle, as well as a rabbit beam, a bubble, and wall masters, and various fireball launchers to make it even more interesting. So what you have to do is you have to evade all of the tiles until they're all gone, while also outrunning the wallmaster and slipping by the bubble. So to make it through this room, clear all of the floor tiles, then kill the wallmaster. Every time you swing your sword, it will shoot fireballs out of the fire turrets. So that will get you the key to open the door. The next room has a Gibdo in it. It shouldn't be too bad if you actually strike it with your sword. Avoid the wallmaster. You don't need to go up into the next room, but I'll show you what it is just in case. Once you go in here, it's pretty much Ganon's petting zoo, for lack of a better word. There are various enemies in here, and you have to clear all of them in order to make it out the door. As far as the transporter in that walled-in area goes, we'll check that out later. So now we have a torch puzzle here, and we need to make sure that we can light all the torches and get to the door that it opens in time. For now, I'm not going to go through that door yet. I'm going to go ahead and take out the barrier here, though. Through this door, there are a few blocks that you can push, and you can get to these pots, but there's nothing worthwhile behind these pots. So if you need magic or hearts, you can do that, but other than that, there's nothing to find in this room. So now we've got all the enemies out of the way, we can go ahead and start this torch puzzle. You're going to want to start at the top of the room, and I hit the wallmaster instead of the torch there. And light all the torches, make it through the door before they burn out. In the next room we have a few Gibdo to deal with, but they aren't really much of a threat if they're behind the blue blocks there. So we've got a moving conveyor belt here, and we can use bombs, throw them over the barrier, and the explosion, just the tip of it, is enough to trigger that crystal switch. So move to the other side of the blue blocks, throw it again, and then we can make it past the orange blocks. This room right here has 4 treasure chests and 2 hard hat beetles. If you have the gold sword, you can take out the hard hat beetles quickly. Whenever you open the treasure chest, you want to start at the top right and go counterclockwise, because this one contains the compass. And whenever you open the treasure chest with the compass, it will make holes in the floor. Alternatively, you could try to open it first and drop the hard hat beetles down the hole, but that's up to you. So here are star switches. Whenever you step on the star switch, stop walking, because the area in front of you will disappear. You'll have to lift that pot to find the key to leave this room. This room right here, you would do well to use the magic cape, and I'll show you why. The floor in that long hallway will go out beneath you. You want to use the magic cape the second you step into the room. Lift this pot, dash to the end, lift the other pot, and then you can deactivate the magic cape. So that'll get you across there safely without you having to dodge anything. This room, you see a transporter, and it doesn't look like there's any way to get to it, but hidden behind this statue is a star switch you can push. So once you step on it, a passageway to that middle platform appears. So let's go through the transporter. This room right here has hidden platforms that you can't see, but if you light the torch, you can see where they are. Nothing at the top or the bottom, so just leave the room. This is an important room, and we will be coming back to this room. But for now, I'm just going to pass through and show you what's on the other side through this door. There are transporters here, and for now, we're just going to skip this. I'm just showing you for reference where this room is. Now, like the top of Death Mountain, and like the room we just came through, the passageway is blocked. You can use ether to show you where safe places to step are, but there is an easier way in that room, and I'm going to show you what it is in a minute. Here we have the big chest. We can't open it yet because we don't have the big key, but we'll be coming into that room from a different way. So if you can, try to take out the hard hat beetles ahead of time, just so you don't have to deal with them while you're trying to get across quickly. So you can see the torch is on this other platform over here. Use the fire rod to show where the passageway is. And you don't have to make it across before it disappears, but it's just easier if you do, because that way you can see where you're going. Through this door, there are a number of spots in the floor where it looks like you can drop a bomb, but there's only one that it actually works on. So it's easier if you just grab the treasure chest first, and then you drop the bomb here. Now we can drop down the hole, and we see the first of our boss marathon from the Eastern Palace. These are the Armos Knights. Remember, the Armos Knights are weak to arrows, and a single arrow each with the bow and the silver arrows will take them out. Now it's very important, if you want to save time, go through the top door first. In the first treasure chest here is the big key, as well as arrows and bombs. So now we opened, other than treasure chests containing small keys, we opened one of the two treasure chests that matter in this dungeon. That door will close behind you, so that's why it's important to go through the top door first. Here we have a wall we can dash through. And we can grab some fairies, refill our bottles if we need to, but I don't have to, so I'm just going to grab the one, refill my health, and we'll go upstairs. Now here is where we can use the big chest. We come out in this top left corner, we can push that block in order to make it past there, and inside we find the red mail, which defends us even more than the blue mail does. So now Link has a red tunic with a sick purple hat to go with his pink hair. Okay, so this room right here, you could possibly go to this room first. It just leads to the other staircase leading down from the entrance. There's a key to the door to the right here, hidden on this torch. Not hidden very well, there's absolutely no point to go through this door. You don't have to do it at all. But to use all the keys, you can do that. Let's go through the door on the left. Here we have some moles blocking a block that we can move in the center of the room. It has a star switch underneath. You want to make sure that you lift this pot because it has a key in it. This room we have another hookshot puzzle. You want to pull yourself across using the hookshot. You can check out the room at the top first, but you really don't have to. You'll get blocked in. Every time you use your sword, the fireball switches will go, so make sure you're clear of them whenever you choose to swing your sword. So inside the treasure chest, we find more rupees that we can't hold, more arrows, bombs, and even more rupees. So again, there was no point to check out this room. Once you've got the red mail, you don't even have to check out the rest of the bottom floors. Since we left the room, this skull pod is back. I'm just showing you the rest of the dungeon for completion's sake. Watch out for the spike trap to move out of the way, then pull yourself across using the hookshot. We have a key, so we can go through this door. And when you have a chance, go ahead and open the treasure chest. It contains the dungeon map. And you're going to want to hit the crystal switch to let yourself across the blue blocks, but you're going to want to trap yourself in behind, and you'll see why in a minute. So I'm going to drop a bomb, head across, wait for it to blow, and now when we go in the next room, the orange blocks will be down. So here, we have some crystal switches, and there are two of them in the same place. So if we drop the bomb close to the first crystal switch, when it blows, the explosion will hit both of them. So the blue blocks will go down, and then they'll go immediately right back up. So lift the pot, get the key, and you want to drop the bomb a little bit farther away from the left crystal switch, so that only the explosion hits the one on the left. Now we can go through this door. We've got a couple spike traps. Hit the crystal switch to release them, and make your way as safely as you can over to the teleporter here. And this room doesn't have a whole lot in it except for fire traps and a couple pots. And there is a gap leading over to the right that we can't make it through. So you're thinking, well, we can't go back across the transporter, and there's nothing to hook onto with the hookshot. It turns out we can move this block and use the hookshot to pull ourselves over to the chest that contains the key to make it through this door. Now in this room, you can make it through faster if you use the transporter at the left, and then the ones toward the bottom left. But in order to see the rest of the treasure, we're going to go through this one first. Instead of the transport on the right, we're going to go through the left. Now we can bomb this wall. You can hear it's hollow. So we'll drop a bomb. We'll run through. There are a lot of fake switches on the floor here. And the only one that matters is this one, second row, first switch. We'll bomb the wall up above, and we find Ganon's secret treasure trove of more bombs and more arrows. So again, we really didn't benefit from doing this at all. Head through the switches here, the transporter. We want to stay close to the left side. And we definitely want to go in this one. If we go through the other side, say the two to the right over there. It'll basically lead us to a dead end. So we'll go through the bottom, run across. There are a few hard hat beetles to deal with. Keep your back to a wall so that hitting them won't knock you down a hole. And now I'm showing you the spot right beneath where all those enemies were, with the floor that's hidden. So now we're back in Ganon's petting zoo, head through this transporter, and we're on the other side. So here's the room with the hidden floor, like I showed you before. We don't have to go fight the Armos Knights again, or head across the hidden floor. We have the big keys, so we can just exit through the room with the big chest. And we'll start going upstairs. So all the bottom floors are clear. Let's start heading to the top of Ganon's tower. This room has a few Goria and a nail bed. So if you're better than me, you can use the magic powder to hit the bubble and turn it into a fairy. Remember, the green Goria do not fire at you. The red Goria shoot magic at you, so make sure that you have your mirror shield out to deflect that magic. Previously we couldn't deflect it, but now the mirror shield can defend you from that. And an arrow will take him down. And you're going to want to push this block right here to open the door. And you can make your way back, and we'll go through this door. Now for most of the rest of this dungeon, you clear the rooms, and the door will open. So typically the door doesn't open until you clear the room. Now you can pull this switch, and it makes it a lot easier to clear this room, because you can trap this little spike thing over a way so that you can walk down there safely. So time it right, and you'll trap the spike thing right there, use the mirror shield to deflect the magic, and you can use the arrow. Now both the Goria are dead. You can pull this back and push it back in place. Now you can go through the door. Two more Goria. Bimo statues, the eye is reflected now. It only reflects if it hits the mirror shield itself, so be very careful. So here's where we would have gotten stuck if we headed upstairs first. Now we have the big key, we can make it through this door. And we're going to want to go to this door on the upper level on the right, but you can see underneath, it was there for a second, there are two Igors down there. There's a green one, and the right one is moving right below me right now. It activated whenever I came close. So we're going to want to make it past these spike traps. Then we're going to wake up the Igors. There's one. There's the second one. And the button to open the door is under this middle skull pot. And time it right, you can hit the crystal switch again to make it easier to get back out. And then we'll go through the door. This room has some wall turrets, so avoid the cannonballs and make your way across. There is a cracked wall on the other side of this room. And for the longest time, I spent just, I don't know, I tried everything to make it across there. I tried the hook shot, I tried using ether to see a path over there. Couldn't figure it out for the longest time. This is something that you've never done in the game to get yourself somewhere before, to propel yourself across a gap, but through experimentation, you can find out a way to do it. Get yourself as far away from those blocks as you can, then face upward, barely moving, use the Pegasus boots, crash into those blocks, you have to make sure you're far enough away. without falling off the ledge. It might work better if you get yourself and go up the stairs and then come back down. So that if you fall off, you'll start on this side rather than the other side of the wall turrets. You're going to want to get as far away as you can, face up, and then use your Pegasus boots to crash yourself across to the other platform. Then you can go through the door and collect more supplies. On your way back, you can use the hook shot to pull yourself across, and we'll go back upstairs. Here we have 2 Zazaks and 2 red Stalfos. Remember, the red Zazaks will launch magic enemies, so be careful with them. The blue ones are relatively harmless. In this room we have a Beamos statue that has become mobile. It's sitting on the moving platform there. So you need to clear the room of all the Stalfos in order to move on. Remember, the pots are very effective at beating them, as well as the hook shot to stun them. Then head through the door. Same deal in this room, except instead of Stalfos, we have blue Zazaks. So once you have taken out all 3 Zazaks, we can head through the door. This room we've got 2 red ones, and just for the sake of making it through relatively unscathed, I'm going to equip the cape, or try to. And now we will head through the door again. Same deal in this room, take out the Stalfos and the red Zazak, and that'll let you through. Trying to take a little bit less damage than I did. I am getting pounded in that corner. There's a rapid beam here, but if you dash through quick enough, it won't even affect you. Here we have the second of our boss tournament. We've got Landmola, and really it only takes maybe 2 spin attacks with the golden sword in order to take out each of Landmola's heads. Except this time we've got a Medusa statue, just making it more interesting by launching fireballs at us. So Landmola's down and through the door at the top of the room. And just to show that they mean business, the door closes behind you, and there's no going back at this point. The next room has some whiz rubies, and you can use ether to show yourself the platform to walk on. You need to clear the room of the whiz rubies in order to proceed. This room has a red Tauros and some eye laser beams. It's just easy to dash right across, and if you're positioned right, then you won't even take any damage. I happen to be positioning myself in just the place to get hit by the Tauros' staff. So you can do that better than I did. Head through the door after clearing the room of the whiz rubies. Same deal here, just dash all the way through the Tauros, and sometimes you can take all 4 of them out in one go. The floor will fall out beneath you, so that's why you want to dash across. Either that or you have to walk very calmly on those treadmills. Here we have another torch puzzle. We have to light all 4 torches and get to the door before the torches go out. So you're going to want to clear them of pots first. Clear your passageway that you're going to go through. And if nothing else, you get to pick up a little more magic there. then you gotta time it right. You need to hit the top light, hit the right light, bottom light, and left light. Then you can run through the door. This room has a number of eye lasers, so if you face upward, Link will hold his shield on his right arm and defend from the lasers. If you stay above these pots, they can't hit you. So face upward, and you can block the lasers all the way down to the steps, and we'll go upstairs. The next room is very important. You need to go to the right immediately, hold the fire rod, and you want to light the bottom right torch first, going clockwise, because the floor falls out beneath you very quickly. Light the torches and you can make it through the door. Here we have 2 Helmasaurs and 2 Medusa statues. One of the Helmasaurs contains the key to the room. You don't have to take out the other one, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it anyway. And we'll open the treasure chest for more bombs and arrows that we don't need. I guess we kind of need 5 arrows, but couldn't be that lucky. So now we have the key, we can make it through the door. This room has more moving platforms. You can throw a bomb onto the platform, and the explosion, if you get it close enough to the wall, will blow open the door. I'm going to activate that trap, and then we'll walk back and go through the door. This room has a rabbit beam in it, but I guess if you leave the crystal switch the way it was earlier, the orange blocks are down, the blue blocks are up, and that rabbit beam can't hit you. Although if the orange blocks were up, it couldn't hit you anyway, so I'm not entirely sure why that rabbit beam is in this room to begin with. But anyway, we have a bubble that's trapped in and a spark going along the outside. So hit the crystal switch, try not to trap yourself in like I did, and we'll get the key out of that treasure chest, and then we will open the door at the bottom. Here is the 3rd of our boss marathon, rematch against Moldorm, so wait for him to get out of the way. It really only takes 2 spin attacks, as long as he doesn't knock you off the platform. If you fall down the platform, you fall into a room below with some spikes, and unfortunately I just did. So, the door is in the top right corner. Avoid the wizard bees. I don't believe that they stop spawning. I think they keep respawning. Whether you defeat Moldorm or not, he'll respawn when you come up from the floor below. I think you only have to do a spin attack and 1 sword swipe will do it. When you beat him, a treasure chest appears on the platform across from you, so use the hook shot, pull yourself to it, and open it up for another 20 rupees that at this point in the game you probably don't need. Push the blocks to get to the door. This room, at this point, I just like to use the magic cape and dash all the way to the end. And now, here we are, in the hallway leading to Ganon's hideout. Inside, we find the wizard, Ganon. Ganon splits into 3 parts. His shadows, per se, are a little bit lighter colored than he is, a little translucent there, but they all have potent magic, so you can actually use his shadow as magic against him, as well as reflect his own magic back at him. So you can, even if he launches an attack that you can't deflect, you can launch their magic and hit him. So you have to hit him a number of times. I believe it's 5 times, maybe. And then he'll be vanquished. So it should last 1 more hit. this is his final hit. And emerging from his body is the spirit of Ganon. Transforms into a bat and flees. But somehow Link's flute works and the bird picks him up from the top of Ganon's tower. Ganon smashes straight through the roof of the pyramid. He has to defend the Triforce from Link, but it's time to finish this. Inside, Ganon awaits. First phase of the battle, Ganon spins his staff and launches it at you. You want to hit him as many times as you can while he is moving around the arena like this. Eventually he will summon some fire, and he'll turn it into bats and attack you with it. So try your best to avoid as many of the bats as you can. Basically, you have to be far enough away from him that he deems it safe for him to appear there. At this point, Ganon will begin to drop the platform out from underneath you. And he's going to knock off all four sides of the room we're in. So Ganon calls darkness as his ally and puts out both of the torches in the room. We're going to want to strike him with the sword, which he'll be stunned at this point, and we want to equip the silver arrows and hit him as many times as you can. At this point, a fourth silver arrow to Ganon's heart will finally destroy him. A door appears at the north exit of this room, and inside the Triforce awaits. So that's The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, and just as much fun to play as ever. This piece of music here is very unique. I have to say that it really isn't like any other piece of music that I've heard in the series. Now, I'd like to explain this part. Starting with A Link to the Past, the Zelda game started keeping track of deaths, but it also keeps track of, in this game, and I believe it's only this game, the number of times that you stopped and restarted the game. So every time I saved and quit counts as one game played. You may see more numbers than you saw in the video, but it's pretty much just because of stopping and redoing a certain video. So it shows total games played 17, despite the fact that I played through the game with absolutely no deaths and not relying on any fairy revivals. So if you want to go through and get the perfect score of 000, you have to play through the game basically non-stop and never save and quit. I think you can even rely on a fairy revival, but if you get a game over, obviously that will be quitting to the title screen and you will get 1 on your counter. So I believe I did that once on a road trip with the portable version for Game Boy Advance when I was younger, but it is possible to do, and it's a lot easier to do with the Wii U Virtual Console version because of save states. You can save your game using the Wii U save state, and that way whenever you relaunch you can load that save state and you'll never have to save and quit. So if you want the perfect score, you can do it that way, but that's what you have to do. And at this point in the game, I'm going to go ahead and reset. And you'll see the completed game file here, and the number underneath link reflects your total number of games played. So my total for saving, quitting, restarting the game came to 17, and that is reflected now on my game file. So thanks for watching this Let's Play. I hope you enjoyed watching this one. I always enjoy playing through this game, and may not be able to resist going back through and getting that perfect score of 0, 0, 0. So tune in next time for my next Let's Play. I'm not sure at the time of this recording, I haven't decided what I'm going to play next, but I hope you'll like it when I do decide. See you later.